Hey people, how's it going? Welcome back. Rightio. So I was scrolling through my internet and we came across like potatoes with sauce, like chips with homemade sauce. And God was like, ooh, that's what he does to give me the heads up. So, sorry? That's faggot line, they said to mimic people, but that's how he sounds. So we thought that we would probably look at these potatoes, especially seeing as Facebook just wiped out my last $50, which is disappointing, isn't it? But anyway, we can make do, because we always do. God says to me, I hurt you, faggy, don't I? He allowed that to go through. Basically, the more lack you can survive on, the better you will become, I think. Well, that's the whole principle. By continually just leaving me with lack, you actually find the good in just the little stuff, or in just having a conversation with somebody. That's what humans have forgotten, people. That's why he allows all this dire stuff, or what would appear as like a dire situation to happen. That's why he does it. So that I can bond more with things outside of greed. Like with you. It leaves people with more time. So, see, these have been forming eyes on them. But what I'm actually going to do is just take the biggest ones off, like that. Like this. And I'm not even going to peel these potatoes because Sop said just do maths, fag. That's what he said. Just do maths. Why? Sop horn? It's wisdom. God wouldn't be allowing it, I can tell you that right this minute. That's not really what he's interested in. So, I'm not going to peel these potatoes. I'm just going to watch out because these knives are sharp. Did I misinterpret the maths thing? So, sorry? Maybe I did. You're too faggot masculine, they said. Again. Isn't this stuff getting really repetitive? Like the messages of these videos? So I didn't even take the skin off because why? Oh, we support you on Centrelink payments, they said. Well, are you getting value from the videos I'm making on these payments, people? I would hope so. This is a spiritual education channel. Okay. The Male Collective said, we support you, baby. You feel rich when you're left with less, people, is the whole idea. You know how opposites enhance each other? I've always talked about that. It's actually true. Because when you're left with lack, you're forced to find abundance in the little things. And that's where abundance actually is. Chasing after money actually comes from lack mentality. All the time. I haven't got enough, so I have to go to work. I haven't got enough, so I have to do this. I haven't got enough, I haven't got enough, I haven't got enough. Do maths because you don't have enough, Ben. You don't have enough, you don't have enough. And you never feel rich by always saying, I don't have enough. By actually being left with potatoes and getting to talk to an audience, I feel like I've got enough. You know, God's got a wisdom and an intelligence about him that people don't realise until you can see the gem in what actually happens as a result of things occurring. Like, I was really pissed off this morning, and now I actually don't feel that bad about what's happened. Right. Women support you, Ben, I'm hearing. So I actually really like the colour of this potato. It looks like a cream white. So I reckon this will be really nice for chips. Look, the skin off would have been okay because the skin tastes a little bit bitter, doesn't it? That potato bitter taste, but who's got time to be precise? Or the inclination to be precise? I don't really care. With salt and oil, it'll make anything taste better, I reckon. Oven baked. Okay. Yeah, probably like that. Injay's quite happy with me. He said it's really refreshing for Ben to be like Cerner. That's what he reckons, my old housemate. He said, don't change, Ben, because I think it's really refreshing to see you in this capacity that I'm seeing at the moment. Right, so this bit will have to be chopped off. I have to go to NQR a little bit more, I just thought, if I'm on a budget. And Christina just said, I support you, baby, because she just gave me that intuition about NQR. Because you can buy like pasta sauces and things from there for $1 a jar. Or like butter chicken sauces for chicken. Very inexpensive. To go there and just rake the bargains that they've got. I love those ones where the recommended retail price was like $5 and you can buy it for $1. It's like save 80% recommended retail price. They're the ones you got to look out for, because some of them are obviously store price, so you're not actually saving anything. But I like those really heavily discounted products. Okay. God said you're not a victim faggot. That's what he said. Because I'm looking for the good in the situations, people. It also makes me relatable for people that are in a similar situation, which is really, and it'll enable me to help people in a similar situation. Okay, so look at this, people. Well, I'll show you. Probably can't see the mountain of potatoes, but that's the mountain that's just been created here. So I've got my basting pan here. So what I'm going to do is actually preheat the oven. So we're going to go 200 actually and make it really hot. Because that's what you want for chips. And I'm going to actually put it into the basting pan straight away because yeah, okay, they said they would have put oil on the bottom first, but I'm just putting these in here. Like, obviously, yeah, look, I'm going to use 2 because I don't want to overlap them and have to turn them like consistently. So that'll be enough for 1 because you want air to get in between them as well as they cook. Let me have a look here. We've got pizza trays. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put alfoil on the bottom of a pizza tray and do it on that because obviously my pizza trays have got holes in them like that. So you don't want oil like, oh, they said dumb. They would have the holes there. Really? But oil's going to leak out of it and go everywhere. They reckon just use the cake pan, but that looks too small. Nah, I'm going to just line a pizza tray with alfoil, I reckon. Oh, it's dumb because oil actually will seep through the sides and like, yeah. We don't want it leaking all over the oven, so what I might actually do, now I know why they said dumb. That was the male collective. Probably that one that's enclosed. Wisdom, they said. See, I'm very intuitive. I know exactly, I get guided by these words and it directs me to the exact thing that I think, you know, is what they mean. So that goes in there. The rest will go in here. Right. They said, suck you, faggot baby. So I had on my grinder today. It's getting so repetitive now, people, about this stuff. There you go. Easy does it, forklifting human, they said. Forklifting humour. God. Do I have to talk about this topic again? Hey? I don't think it's necessary to even mention it again. Because it's just stuff I've talked about so many times before. Straight people actually said, we don't like Cubans. The straight male collective said, because we would be doing it in a jiffy if we were gay. Because, like what you're doing, and they said, we don't like you for getting what you want. That's what they said. So that's the only reason why they disapprove of me. Because it's the mentality of, if he has it, why can't I have it? That's what they think. You look at all the bisexual people on Grindr, they're all getting blowjobs. They're blowjob central, and that's what my higher self said. He said to me, look, he said, I clicked into one and I knew what it would be. My higher self was like, he's blowjob central, Ben. And one of them was like, what did he say? He said, they love it, Ben. That's what he said to defend himself. They love it, the gay people. if you offer blowjob. Like for them to give a blowjob, that's what they said. And he said you're crazy if you don't do it. Like, well, who wouldn't do it if they could do it? Like, if they had the option. So, oil. There you go. Oil. Probably, I would just turn them with my hands now. You do need to put a bit of oil for this, people, for them to actually cook properly. So I reckon that's enough, however, because it goes a long way. Like, a little bit does go a long way. So, Charlotte Pretty says, I support my faggot. That's what she said. It's just a very repetitive topic that we continually talk about over and over again. I guess that's what I don't really like about it. And I don't really like explaining my choices either. There we go. That's a lot of oil. Like, it's a lot of it. Florence King is calling me a baby. Why are you here, Florence King? Oh, I think she doesn't think you need to main freight and that you shouldn't have to explain yourself. Okay. That's what the female collective chipped in and said on my behalf. There you go. That'll cook. That'll cook good. I'm going to put... I don't even know if I'm going to put chicken salt. I reckon I might just use regular salt. Because I kind of like simple flavours. I like salt and oil. Sorry? Who? Why? Yeah, those bisexual people are more masculine because they don't care about what people think of them. But you tell me to say this stuff when I'm making a video. You tell me to tell people that for wisdom. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. Right, so salt. I do like to control the amount of salt that I put on these. Just because otherwise you don't know how much actually comes out of the thing. It's just easier to do this. And a little bit actually surprisingly goes a long way. Probably that much. I support Ben Cox like connoisseur is what they're saying, aka giving somebody a cigarette. That's what they are actually saying is alright. Okay. There we go. That's good enough. This little one. Just don't be a faggot doll plan. Learn. Masculinity is what you are interested in. I feel like I'm going to keep getting manipulated this whole time by what they're going to try and steer me into. Which I know is sex. But what man wouldn't do cock slut if they could get it? And where people liked it? Like, who wouldn't do it? Is my question. That doesn't seem rational to me at all. Why you wouldn't do it? Okay. That bisexual guy's laughing at me in spirit guide form, was cracking up laughing and saying, "You're an idiot, Ben," basically, because you don't need to even mention it, that I'm thinking the same thing. It sort of just makes me look stupid. Hello. You're just a faggot cock slut, Mohammed for Anderson. Not so much anymore. I've gotten sick of it. It's hard work. I hate sitting there doing it. I don't really like it as much as receiving it now. I don't like being a bitch in the bedroom if I can help it, really. Yeah, and I'm finding that dominant men are getting more and more angry with me because my vibration's actually raising. I had somebody where I was a cock slut like 2 days ago, and they actually got angry when I took my shorts off because I started to masturbate. And they actually pulled my dick and they nearly pulled it off because they just got frustrated because they wanted control. It's because my vibration's raising so much now that and I'm getting more amazing wisdom and very arrogant, and it's actually angering people. And my spirit guides were like, he didn't like, I actually told him to leave because I thought it was disrespectful. My spirit guide said he did do it on purpose, and then he was like, no, I didn't do it on purpose, but I'm sorry. That's what he said, but he did. And I said, can you please leave? And he didn't want to, of course. He was laying on my bed and he was just saying, oh, can you finish me off? And I said, just masturbate and finish and then leave. And he did, apologising on the way out. And I thought, he's not coming back. That's what I thought. Yeah. So that's your intuition, faggot, Florence King said. I think I'm going to make a Nescafe, people. So those chips are in the oven. So what time is it? It is 5:45. I reckon half an hour at 200 degrees with a flip halfway. At the 20-minute mark, I'll flip them. Because I actually want them nice and golden and cooked. Might need longer. No, I reckon half an hour will be. We'll see. They'll need 20 minutes, I reckon, before I flip them over. Right, people, we waste no time here. So, you're here for everything. Now, we're going going to put that kettle on. God said I support my wanker, that's what he said. This relish people will be nice with my chips, because we were looking up sources. Well, I actually scrolled through Facebook and it was like chips with like homemade sauces that I was looking up, and it had like I don't know, like all these different sauces. This relish would go really nice with these chips. This is a snack. So I tell you what else would be good with the chips. These. I bought these at the service station because it was marked down, and God was like, grab it, Ben. He said, get it, because he points me in the direction of like foods to... He doesn't do it now because I've got more amazing wisdom, but he said that. So, why are you calling me a baby now? What am I doing now? Excuse me? Because you're supposed to be alpha masculine. Why? I was always alpha masculine. Every gay man is alpha masculine. I've told you that a million times. Haven't you gotten it yet? God said, love you, faggot. He respects me for basically standing up to the collective's opinions of me. Okay. This one is what I'll be having now. Rich caramel. So I'm going to put a good spoon in my mug. Huh. I'm just listening to the commentary. They're not saying much because they know I'll defend it very quickly. Whoops. Alright. I was thinking of putting like Italian herbs or garlic salt on those chips. Because I think I reckon a few herbs will make it nice. The secret to that Italian herb blend is Marijan. That's what makes it taste that Italian herb flavour. Why are you calling me a baby, Jerry Sanderson? They can't answer it. They don't like me being masculine, and God said just do Lily Cerner because they don't think a gay person should be masculine. It's obviously limitations and limiting beliefs, isn't it? This is why Lily Cerner has had to put up with stereotypes, with people judging her. That's why these people are nice people. Lily Cerner is a really nice person. Because they've gone through all the stereotypes of what people think or people's perception of who they are, which is actually really false. Which is actually a really nice, personable person. My dad, I'll tell you a story about this. My dad, he thought that mathematics would make me a complete nerd, and he thought I'd be completely isolated with no friends and really unhappy. He said he didn't want mathematics for Jayu, right? That's what he said. But you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is, if I did that life path, I would have had heaps of friends. I would have been really happy. I would have been a teacher, and I would not have stopped outside of work. It would have actually erased my vibration to the point where I would have been one of the happiest people around, right? So it's the opposite to what my dad thought it would be. And my dad in spirit guide format was like, I hurt you, fagger, didn't I? And everyone was like, yep, you hurt your fagger a lot. That's what they said. Because I could have had that existence if I believed in myself and didn't get caught up in his opinions of me. That's what I could have had. But if I had that existence, I wouldn't have fallen into this existence. And to me, in some ways, I like the idea of this existence. So it actually served my greater good. But, yeah. So... But that would have been more of a mainframe existence, except they said to me that you would never have had a YouTube channel if I had that existence. And they said you would have done science as well. They said you would have actually done something else, and not mathematics. That's what they said if I chose like the other pathway. But if I did have that existence, if I wasn't so hard on my soul plan, if I became a teacher at the beginning, they said, yeah, there's infinite pathways you could have had, actually. That's why you have to not dog about people, do you? Dog in what sense? This video is probably going to look terrible because they've said baby like multiple times throughout it, and usually when they say that, I'll look back at it and oh yeah, if I was a teacher, I'd also be funneling back with people, and like I would have had heaps of people for sex as well. I would have been very attractive to a lot of people. I heard just get a lighter, wanker, but that's what would have. That was an alternative life path, obviously. If that did occur, that's what would have happened, apparently. But coulda, woulda, shoulda, basically. Doesn't really matter now, does it? It's just to tell you guys about limiting beliefs, basically, is why I brought that topic up. Trust yourself. I don't need any more coffee. I think I'll be having wine now. Now that I'm living on rations, I'm going to use all that stuff in the cupboard that I didn't look at, like that Nescafe coffee, like those potatoes. It's actually done me a massive favour to actually have lost that $50 that I would have just spent and not even looked at the cupboard that's got $300 worth of groceries in there that now I'm going to use. So in the long run, it actually pays off to actually have these things happen, right? So wine's a bit of a better... Now I'm not going to drink as much coffee because I'm not going to feel like I need to go out and forklift all the time for unnecessary things. That's why people need coffee. That's why people are depleted spiritually. Because it feels good to just spend money as a gratification type thing, because people want to avoid their mind, because the mind can be painful. But when you actually sit and be in the mind because you've got nothing else to do, you actually tune into your compassion, you tune into love, you tune into being present with people because you've got the time for it. You know, that's why people that live in Africa in huts with no money are the happiest people, and that's why we here are living in a rat race with with wasted time and wasted life and unfulfilled purposes. It's because people don't want to sit still because it's painful for people to think. But I guess in this sense where I'm talking to you, it's not really that, is it? It's actually cleansing, a more cleansing experience. So, cheers. That's the stuff you want to be drinking. Not this. I may as well draw a skull and crossbones on it because that makes you arrogant. That coffee all the time. It gives people up and down, shockwave emotion, and it sends you into fag hag, drama queen basically. So spikes, surges in emotion. Coffee that does. People actually were saying they found my Oasis Active profile from years ago because someone kept all the chats and they actually put it on Facebook about me from years and years and years ago. That's where I met Jeff and we talked every night. And it was definitely a soulmate connection because we were just glued to each other over the phone just chatting. And we talked for months before we even met. He was meant to get me into spirituality. That's why I met him years ago. And he started talking to me about vibration. He was like, now Ben, everything's a vibration. This is a vibration, the table. This is a vibration. And I thought he was on another planet. I just laughed at him. And it didn't even register. I just said, I don't believe you. I guess that's why I didn't open up to people because people probably were like me and just didn't really believe him. People are so much more open-minded now. Like when I talk to people about it now, they're very open-minded. So it's a different climate now than years ago. But this was 2012 when I didn't even believe him. So he got me into bed straight away. Actually, the first time I went over, I was innocent back then, and that was the first place we went, the bedroom. And he was my cock slot. I think the maximum amount of times he did it to me in one day was about 11 or 12 times. That was my maximum I've ever ejaculated in a day when I was 21. And I didn't have all the medication problems back then because I wasn't impaired by it, so I was really horny and sexual. And erections weren't an issue one bit. I was hard all the time. Hard and heart all the time is what I was. I didn't even ask him, he just did it off his own accord and just went down on me, just non-stop. So I'm hearing the oven. About 4 minutes. I was very masculine in those days though. Very masculine. I think when I met Terry and when I got dependent on a partner, I think I did get a little bit disempowered and I became a bit more cynical after meeting Terry, I must admit. It wasn't just him, it was a lot of factors why, but I actually got amasculine over time because of certain issues that were going on. We were too close. I wasn't a forklifting person in that relationship when I should have been. And it was codependency that actually made me amasculine. That's what I honestly believe. Yeah. But now that I've learned my lessons, I know a lot better. And if he wanted to be with me again, I'd highly consider it, but he's not interested if I don't get a mental health care plan from the doctor. That's the only thing that he would need for him to say, I'll be with you. He just wants me to see a psychologist. That's what he wants. But, yeah. I don't want to be mollycoddled by anyone, basically. I don't think that's going to empower me or serve me. And I'm a bit stubborn to that and resistant to the idea. Well, I'm not going to say God's my psychologist, but he's a self-empowering agent. He wants me to be self-empowered. And I've got nothing against psychologists. Like, if I was really depressed, yeah, I'd be absolutely open to it, but I'm not. I don't think I've got a mental health problem. It's more a brain chemistry issue, and it's more, I know what the answers are, but they said because you're a faggot soul. What? Just do main phrase then. They're saying again. If anal sex hurts a lot of gay people, and if people like cockslut, if it's on offer, and if it's easier for me, why wouldn't I take it? I'd be stupid not to. If they love it, which they do, they love being a slut. Why wouldn't you take it? Some gay people like anal sex, but most of them are cocksluts. It's actually true. If they like that more, why wouldn't you do it? If it was easier for me and more fun for me and for the other person, why wouldn't you do it? That's something I can't get my head around still. Why straight people are so resistant to it. Just main freight people and we will help you with job care plan. There's no rationale behind their thinking, is there? It doesn't sound smart. Just do Bergamo wanker then. Easy boohoo medium because Big Ben is supporting you all the way, my higher self. Dumb faggo, Mark McCarthy said. Why? Because you can come, can't you? That's what we say to people who aren't coming. Aren't coming. Right, I reckon this is at the 20-minute mark, so let's have a look and see what's happening with these chips. I'll turn the camera around so that you can see it. Let's have a look. It's probably just going to require... Ooh. Yeah, these need a little bit longer, but they look good. Look at that. I think you need to turn them over in a jiffy, the female collective said. Really? That's what we would do immediately. Okay. Spatula or a tongs? Probably a spatula. It's one of these. They're actually bubbling. The oil has actually contacted the surface and made it really hot, bubbling. So I reckon all it really needs is, oh yeah, I see. The Male Collective actually said we would have put oil on the bottom of the pan first, and now I can see why they said that. And I just threw the chips in first. That's because you're a faggot soul, they said. See, they trick me with these people perfect things that they think are people perfect, and I don't even understand it because my brain is wired differently. My brain only responds to a computer response, which is basically truth and nothing else. It doesn't pick up on subtleties, and it bypasses my brain. So again, I think that's why I'm supposed to be in this position of actually being assertive and straightforward with people, because that's the way I know best. Honesty is the only thing I really know and the only thing that registers. Otherwise it doesn't register. My brain configuration is different. Okay. But it's good because then you don't focus on the small stuff and all the shit basically, do you? You focus on the big things and the big forklifting mental tasks about things that actually matter and not the things that don't matter. That's the way my brain is wired. So yeah, if I was in the media, I wouldn't be sitting there picking on somebody like me, basically. I'd be talking about things that were a lot more positive. And God said, good for you, faggot, because that's exactly what I would be doing. Okay, that goes in. All right. Chips. Probably another, I reckon at least 20 minutes at least. I'm estimating 20 minutes. I reckon my first instinct was 40 minutes actually. It wasn't half an hour. I was thinking 40 minutes or 45. Yeah. So I want them a little bit crisp as well. That's okay. So, how's your Easter going, people? Did you get much chocolate for Easter? God actually put a pain in my head as if to say, Ben, you need to be a bit sensitive because it does hurt some people. I'll tell you, God said that's my wanker. I'll tell you what's good. You probably don't want to be looking at this, do you? Let's do it together, alright? Let's go down here and have a look at this pantry if you can actually see what's in here. Bottom shelf. Alright, well that's breakfast maker, Wheat Bix. What else? Rice, flour, that's just all boring stuff. Almonds there that I haven't used for centuries. Probably more this bit. Spices, rose water, capers. That'd be good, wouldn't it? I like capers at the back there. The Male Collective are saying think of your stiffy. Why? My stiffy? Lingonberry jam, plum jam, Vegemite, Promite. Oh, you have to main freight people if you think of your stiffy. There's some people on Grindr that are laughing again because they obviously don't really get it, and most of the population like conformity and control. They're selfish people. Not for their own self-love, but for others. Because these people have conformed to other people, and if they see people not conforming, they think, oh, that's not fair. Now I want to make them conform to suffer like what I have to. Well, you chose conformity. That's the life path you chose. So that was your choice. God said, thank you, faggot. He agrees. The male collective said, you still faggot masculine. Fair enough. I'm too smart for their wisdom, unfortunately. I'm smart because I actually talk about it. And don't just hide it from people. I actually communicate. That's why I'm smart, because most people don't do it. Jane Morris said they will hurt you. Think of Dinky or they will hurt you. Again, I can't get hurt, Miss Morris. There's no way possible that you can actually get hurt. You can't. What worst comes to worst, if it fails for me, who knows? I work at a pizza shop. I don't know. But I think I'm actually going to be a good healer. God's got a plan for me. So, just live your life and be happy. Heaps of people disapprove of my friend Jeff. Heaps. Heaps of people. And it does affect him, but he still does what he wants. And a lot of people like him for it as well. So, okay, these are still cooking away. One thing I'm really disappointed about is children, how they get smothered by parents' conditioning where they're not allowed to live their own amazing life. That really disappoints me. They should at least be given the option by their parents. If their parents have an opinion, they should put it to them and say, look, if you did this career path or this or this or that, you would make more money and this would happen and that would happen, but I support you if you like this, or I support you. I remember Judge Judy saying, and this was really clever, she said, look for the skill in your child and what they're naturally adept at and help them make a career out of what they love. And then they won't need to work a day in their life. That's what she said. So you're actually caring about your opinion of what your child should do, as well as the child's opinion about what they find fun. And if you can help your child with that, you're doing them a favour. I thought that was very, very intelligent. That would be my solution to any parent that's worried about their child. So, otherwise it's just a disconnect from your children, like just to basically be completely selfish and not take their feelings into account. I don't really approve of it, I'm sorry. I haven't had children, but I'm smart enough to know these answers. So, I reckon in 12 minutes these chips will be ready. They're calling me a faggot. It sounds like wagyu, doesn't it? Like wagyu beef. Faggot. Like a ragu. Hi Kay, if you're watching, he had ragu with me at Coromandel Valley, the duck they call it. It's like the duck inn actually, at Coromandel Valley. It's really nice. They've got like fireplaces in there, and I went there with my friend when I was a kid with Luke, and had hot chips actually. I ordered hot chips when I went there with him for tea when I was a kid. Made in New Zealand, these beans. Let's see what's in these. Red kidney beans, 54% red kidney beans. So it's 54, it's like just over half of beans and the rest is sauce, I'm assuming. Sauce, 46%. Yes, the rest is sauce. Tomatoes, 34%. Sugar, onion. Sugar's the second ingredient, people. Jalapeno peppers. Frying the peppers in the sauce makes them less hot, and it gives the sauce a lot of flavour. It actually makes it, the seeds actually also have the heat, but frying the peppers actually decreases the heat from the fresh pepper. Spices including chili, maize starch, which is corn flour, maize thickener, garlic, food acid, acetic acid, vinegar, salt, flavours and herb. Contains a total of 93% vegetables including legumes. 93% vegetables in one of these tins. No wonder God recommended it. Have to listen to God's wisdom, people. He reckons this is really masculine, like these, anything from a can. He loves tomato soup for masculine people in a tin. Beans like this. So, what? Huh. God said, I help you and I hurt you. That's what he said at the same time. Obviously, to have this, it makes your body resilient to basically survive on the bare minimum. And then it will utilize all its resources to survive, and it actually gets stronger in that way. If you get mollycoddled too much and basically live a life of meat-eating luxury if you're rich, it actually doesn't do your body any favours, I believe. Because it's like you're flooding your body with all this abundance, and it doesn't need to work on getting abundance, and it just it's like those fasting diets again, how they actually make your body function at its optimum. And I remember they said wisdom when I spoke about that. Not that you should have to fast and put yourself into discomfort, but I'm just saying, yeah, it's actually true. So by God hurting you, it actually helps you massively. There's always good in every hurt, people, because there's a rebound. That's where the good is. If you get it too good, that's wasted life. Because you're blind. You're not conscious for that part. Because you're comfortable. So there's an intelligence behind everything God does. And that's your path of maximum growth, people, as well. I'm looking at my egg cooker here. Let's have a look let's analyse these rings. It looks like car parts, doesn't it? It's got like a... Joquin does mechanical engineering, so... There you go. That's one of the most... If you're good at maths, do mechanical engineering, people, because it utilises a lot of maths and mechanical engineering. Muhammad said victim scum. Because he reckons I should be doing that instead, I reckon. You're a dime a dozen at the same time, people, to be a mechanical engineer, when you could be leveraging your talent to all these people if you're psychic medium. If he was psychic, he would be doing this, I can guarantee it. Jane Morris said to me, Ben, if I had your ability, I would be a healer. I wouldn't even bother doing tutoring or teaching. That's what she said. Sop said she was a good teacher from day one. That's what Sop told me, because she was a very good teacher. So. That's what I say right now. Mike Norton isn't perfect. What? Why? He supports me. I love Ben, he said. I love Ben wanking fagger. Fagger, that's what he said. He was my maths teacher as well at school. Jerry Sanderson was my English teacher at school. Joe Verhoff was my ag teacher, one of them. She's actually popped in. She pops in from time to time. And I just think that this is good. Sorry, this is good. This is good. Happy Easter, Grandma. She gets upset that I don't message her, but I appreciate this to half the world and not message. I forget that half the world is actually watching me when I make these videos. Huh. Faggot scum baby, she said. See, she's harsh, and that's why God said faggot, because it's his guidance that he tells me we wouldn't go messaging her at the moment, because that's the sort of stuff she thinks, and it's obviously not healthy for a person. I don't hate my grandma at all, but that's what she thinks, and that's exactly why, if you feel like you need a distance from your family to get healthier, please do it, because we have emotional bonds to our family, and when they break us, it can really hurt deep, really deep. I could have half the world hate me, but if I got hated by my family, it would hurt 10 times more than half the world hating me. It actually would. So, if you want to protect yourself, the male collective said baby, but no, I'm being serious. Some people are very sensitive, and most of the population aren't sensitive. A lot of them aren't empathic people or empaths where they can't relate to me. I'm talking to empaths who are really sensitive. If you're getting really hurt by people around you, have some distance. It's not an issue. We don't advise it as a permanent thing, but till you find your feet, we would advise it. Because if you're at the bottom of a barrel forever and don't ascend, because you've got people around you basically killing you emotionally, you won't get anywhere, will you? You're always the most important person in your existence, people. Always. Yeah. Tilly, psychic medium, she said one time, everyone is the most important person in their own life, which I actually do agree with, people. Survival mechanisms are always first. The oneness mechanisms are up here with the chakra system. The root chakra is about survival, right? These upper chakras are about oneness. You have to look after yourself first. If these aren't working properly, you're not even going to get these ones working, which are more about universal oneness channeling. You're not even going to get that. You do always get it, but these ones you have to look after yourself first, right? Or communicate with your family at a distance. That's another option. So don't cut them out, but just don't be in their pocket either. Like in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, don't get too close. But God's even. It's different for different people. Archangel Gabriel would actually say he's a people person, and he likes to do everything with people, and that's what's expensive. That's what's rich, people. Yeah. So it depends on the individual with your understanding about circumstances, basically, is what I would say, with the decisions that you make. So they're not blanket rules. Yeah, that's what I would probably be thinking. So these chips, let's have a look at them. What do you think, people? I reckon we're going to have a look at them. Rosemary would be good for chips as well, people. Rosemary, like salt and rosemary, would be good. Or anything you're thinking. But I reckon Italian herbs are going to go nicely with them. God said, good for you, fellow wanker. Because I reckon salt is probably going to be enough. And I reckon they need... Let's have a look at these. Look at that. So they look good. These, however, at the top are they're brown, like that. Let's let them cook a bit longer. We're going to move. Oh yeah, move this one to the salt and soul. They said. Remember my grandfather saying to me that his mother, Jacquemina, used to make pasta with ricotta cheese, and that's all they would eat at night time. And he said the simple things are the best things, because that's all they could afford, because it was obviously a depression era, and that's all they had. But he said it was like the best, just simple was best, you know. Or just a bit of bread and butter. I know that's Lily Sooners, one of her favourites, bread and butter. I did remember that. It's just the simple things that are very indulgent and nice, isn't it? So yeah, these chips are going to take not much longer to cook. Tomato sauce would be nice with these chips. Tomato sauce. That Heinz ketchup is really nice at the store. Heinz tomato ketchup. I'm pretty sure it's actually made in the USA. It's either that or it's like a ketchup recipe. You can taste, it's not got like vinegar in it. It's got a real tang to it and the spices, and it's absolutely delicious. I just use the Coles one, Coles tomato sauce. That's fine, but that one's really good as well. Ketchup is nice. Luke Chambers' mum used to use that when she made nachos for us as kids, and that was really good. Hi Luke. Luke's still my good friend. I messaged him today for Easter. He's got old soul wisdom as well, Luke Chambers, because he is a very old soul. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Luke. He's a nice person. He's always said, Ben, if you need me, I'm here. Interestingly enough, they've got corn chips in here. I guess because it's chili beans. Must be like a Mexican type of thing. Hot, high in protein. There you go. Corn chips and cheese might go down well with... Nah, Just corn chips, I reckon, would be good with it. Like the serving suggestion. Probably put it 5 health star people. See, God's not silly. God's very smart. Quick and easy chili con carne. Listen to wisdom, people. Listen to wisdom. That's why I always listen. See, God knows. God knows. That's all you have to think. God knows. Love you, Wanker, God said, because they don't want to get... He doesn't want people to get too dependent on God either. He wants people to trust themselves. But, yeah, it's a balance, isn't it? But if you're really dependent on God, good for you. Pray, you know, like how a lot of people, like Muslims and everything, pray a lot, you know. I've been to workplaces where they've actually got prayer rooms where people can go and pray. In Melbourne here, I've seen it. They've got dedicated rooms in factories and things for prayer. How good is that for people to, like, religious or spiritual? There's nothing wrong with looking up to God or with having faith in God or in anything you believe. There's nothing wrong with it. We just always encourage a mace in wisdom. It is the comfortability of who you have become, which is the main reason why people ascend spiritually. That was the line God gave me in my sleep. It is the comfortability of who you have become, which is the main reason why people ascend spiritually. That exact line is what God gave me. And then I woke up and put it on my Facebook. Thank you, Wanker, God said. I'll just call you wanking faggy, won't we? Why? Because you're not getting what you want from people. I was actually like, gee, I don't understand women. Like, why wouldn't you just speak up? Like, if you weren't happy in the bedroom and they were like, oh, because the man's meant to be the boss, the man's meant to be the leader, that's stiffy, we can't say anything. And, okay, now I understand. And then God was like, I mean, I did always know that, but anyway, God said, thank you, Wanker. And I said, you know how you, like, play devil's advocate with me, God? You know how you do that. What if a woman, like, would you ever do that to a woman? Would you ever speak like that to a woman? And God said, no, I wouldn't. And I said, what if they were like a murderer? Like, there's evil women out there that are like murderers. Like, you wouldn't do darker entities with women to basically put them into line. You wouldn't do that with women. And God said, no. He said, I wouldn't, because they're women. There you go. But for the most part, Florence King actually even said this. She said, for the most part, women are good people. So that's why God wouldn't do it to them. So there you go. I found that very interesting. It's just different physiology for men and women. Huh, they've disappeared. What's wrong? That's what you told me, wasn't it, God? I just share everything I know to you so that you can hear it. So, God, if you're inaccurate with me, you got to be careful, buddy, because I relay everything you tell me. He's putting a pain in my head now. What have I done now? Oh, because they like women to be accountable still for their own vibration, and they like to have a framework for women as well. Otherwise, they get disempowered. God doesn't want that for women. He doesn't want people to think men are more superior by getting this expert framework, and that women don't have that. I don't think that's what he wants. He doesn't want women being mollycoddled. It's just a different. Yeah, I actually see it as an advantage by having God here, giving me this disciplined framework. That's what I think. But I speak up to God at the same time. Like, I like to have an open relationship where issues get resolved very quickly. But he's still a lot more people perfect with me than I am with him. Not really. He gets quite angry at me. He's quite open and honest with me. But he even said to me, God's arrogant. That's what he said to me. And people think God is arrogant because God is arrogant because he's all about the truth. And the truth is arrogant. That's why if I became a maths tutor tomorrow, everywhere in public I would go, people would be doing this. Because, like, men tell me to do that, for example. That's what they would prefer, but they would think I'm really arrogant. I guarantee you, the minute if I decided to do it, that's what they would do, because it looks like your shit doesn't smell, basically. If you're a social person that's not interested in doing that, you don't need to do it. It's probably what they would think. But they tell me to do it for control. That's actually why I think they tell me to do it. And also because they don't know all the right answers. And that's what God said. They don't, Ben. They just know about money and women. That's what they know. So Liam actually said they do. They do know the right ones. But it's control. That's why they tell me to do it. Because they don't like my amazing wisdom and they don't like my arrogance. They think it's out of line, and so they feel like they have to basically dictate to me what they think I should do. God said, "You're my wanker and you're right, faggot." That's what he said. So... They think your stiffy wisdom is cockslut. At least we've advanced from coming back to cockslut. That's one step in the right direction. At least they're accepting of that now. So you always have to go back a bit before you go forwards. When you're vibrationally confident and ready to be forward, then it'll be something else, like a next step in the pathway. So that's what happens. I'm not going to go into the nerdy stuff, but that's what happens with densities. If you're in 4D, you keep going back to 3D as for investment opportunities, they say, growth opportunities. That's what they mean by investment opportunities. And then when you get to 5D, you can go back to 4. Well, 4D is a gateway to 5D because that's like acceptance and love in 4D and 5D. Yeah, it's like positive momentum in that realm, but you do slip back so that you can grow a little bit more until you actually stay in 5D. But who's counting anyway? I just think it's good for you guys to have the knowledge. Yeah, let's have a look at these. Let's switch it around. Right, let's have a look here. Ooh, these, jeepers creepers. Watch out for that oven heat, people. The hot air from the oven. These actually look, they said wisdom, they look good. They're salty, they taste good too. Close that. I reckon, they said wisdom, I reckon these are done, people. Sop said just do faggot Bergamo. Why, Sop? Ooh, keep that there. Okay. I'm going to Okay, they said put oil first. I didn't put oil. But I reckon before they actually stick too much, I'm just going to spade underneath them now and probably leave them as is, just to cool. They said whisker, so this is definitely it. Otherwise, they're going to cook too much probably. Guys, you need to put a plentiful amount of oil down as well, because then it lubricates obviously the bottom of the. This was enough oil, but they do obviously. Yeah, use your wisdom, faggot, I said, and to people watching probably. That's good enough. They haven't really sticked, so that's fine. Happy. That's good. So they said that's still faggot masculine, probably because it looks like an unprofessional sloppy mess, I'm guessing. I don't really care. They're still going to taste good and they still give you the carbohydrate and oil content. So who cares? If you want to look perfect, people, look picture perfect. I don't really give a shit because it doesn't make much difference to me. I care about functionality and I care about how it tastes, probably. These, which, someone said a male spirit guide said he's still faggot masculine. Why do you care? Who cares? God said good faggot. He doesn't care. I don't care. Right. You have to fuck lift people. That was a female that said that. I have to, do I? Well, what do you feel like you need to do in your life? How can I boss you around and dictate you, Missy? Is that people perfect, is it? Should I throw you against the wall and smash you in the face? Would that feel good for you, would it? Why do you do that to people emotionally? What makes that okay, Missy? Okay. See what I'm talking about? I could ruin you in an argument in 2 seconds and completely berate you till you're basically smashed up into smithereens. That's what I have the potential to do because I'm smarter than you. That's what I could do. But I don't, do I? Because I've got respect for you. Okay. Look at these chips. Let's have a look. They look golden enough and tasty enough. Yum. And salty enough, oily enough and salty enough. They're going to be delicious, actually. I'm just going to leave those in the tins and just pick at them when I'm hungry. Something like 2 kilos of potatoes there. From Virginia in South Australia. Ha ha ha. Forklift people and we won't be what? Happy, the female collective said. Arrogant cockslut you are. Well, what makes you think you can dictate terms to people is my question to you. You don't talk up to your own man at home, so why are you talking up to me for? Alright. Look after your own backyard before you start picking on me, is what I would tell you. Okay. There are two things I don't like: deception and unfairness. Two things probably really get up my goat. I've got a good moral compass, and I don't really like those two things. And people that do that, I get very, very short and angry if they keep pushing me. Guess I should be like Judge Judy. Not really. But I do respect her intelligence. She's actually someone that I think has got it in the mind. But it doesn't leave you with many friends, does it? I'm not speaking for her, I'm just saying a lot of people don't respect you. Alright, people, now seeing that the chips are done, I reckon that's it.